Hello everyone, Carthage must be destroyed. In my hands here, I have the latest Waterslide Decal series, Undead Skeleton Waterslide Decals. We're looking at a bunch of evil skeleton and skull images here. We have skulls on this sheet, as you can see. The next sheet has a bunch of skulls with accessories and items. The next sheet has heraldic images, and the last is just an assorted bunch of necromantic items, and we'll go through each of these here. But before I do that, the Waterslide decals in this series all come on similar sheets as before, but the difference is this time we have 18 rows of different images, and there is a total of 180 images on each sheet, as you can see here. Now you can't really tell with the skull sheet here, but if we look at some of these other sheets here, you'll see that each row has 10 images, but we give you 5 left-facing ones, like this guy here with a sword through his mouth, and then 5 right-facing ones. So you will get a total of 10 of each image, and then 5 of them are facing left, 5 of them are facing right. Okay, so let's look at each of these sheets here. Let's begin by looking at the first option here. This option is entirely skulls. These are all skulls. And this is the kind of sheet we wanted to make for those who just want a bunch of skulls to put on their vehicles, to put on their shields, to put on banners and flags, whatever they want, just skulls. So you don't necessarily have to be into undead or vampire counts to get these reward items. You can put them on almost anything, tanks, ships, whatever you want, right? So this sheet here is entirely skulls, and that's all we wanted to focus on. The second sheet, the second option in the Kickstarter, is skulls with accessories. And what I mean by that is, like you can see here, there's skulls like on the other sheet, but we've added things. We've got some arrows in one, we've got a crown and wings on another. There's swords, we've got the skull and crossbones there, devil horns, a fleur-de-lis with a skull, a crow on a skull, and just a bunch of different images here that all have something. There's even a moon here with a skull face in it. They have something to do with skulls, but we've added a little extra to it, like, you know, tongues, roses, all that stuff. And that's the second sheet here. In this project, we also have a stretch goals, and the stretch goals include heraldry. So we've created some of our own heraldry, as well as used some other real heraldry to make kind of an evil look. So you can take a look at some of these here. And they're all going to be undead or evil creature inspired. You know, we got an undead horse on there. This one I really like. We've got an undead knight. So he's a knight, but he's got, you know, he's a skull. The rest of his bones is covered by armor. We've got a red dragon there with a skull standard crow. We've got a hellhound in there, the Grim Reaper. Just a bunch of different evil images and evil heraldry. For you that may not just want skulls or bones, you want to add something else and, you know, be a little more with the living, I guess. Some of them are dead here, but some of them are also alive. All right, and the final sheet, the last stretch goal. These are just accessories from basically, you know, evil wizards, necromancy. It's almost got a Halloween vibe to them, some of them. Like this one's got a spider web up here, a spooky tree, a castle, the moon in the background. There's some bat wings. And these particular decals, as you continue along here, you can also see we've got 4 rows of banners. So these banners are made so you can combine them and put them alongside other decals from this or from other projects you have. So, for example, I have some models done up here. This one, for example, is actually 2 decals on one shield. So I've got a lady there that looks like she's got a vampire counts type shield, and then I put a banner on top of her down there. Now, if I had a very small ink pen, or if I'm really skilled with the brush, I could write a little message there. Maybe I want to put the vampire family, or maybe I want to put Legion or something like that. I often see that on banners from Undead. So that's just one of the examples on a white backing there. Now, these decals sit really nicely on black as well. As in this guy here, I'll show you an example. This man here, this dead fellow here, he has an all black shield, and that white is completely covering it. So there is no transparency, no see-through on this series with these skulls. So I know many undead players and many undead collectors, they like grays and black colors. This is meant for them because that'll sit nicely on black. Okay, another example for black shield is just a classic looking skull here. And that again is on a black backing on the shield there. and it sits nicely. All that detail comes out nice and crisp, looking good. Just a couple more examples here of models. Here is on red here, and yes, we did put black as the background. That helps with sitting on the colors, and it also adds texture between the bones. So all of the skeletons and skulls, they have black behind them, and they'll sit like so, and I think it looks quite good. Another example here, here's that hellhound I was looking at before on a white shield, and got a bit of a pallid witch look here, which is the name of the color, of course. But yeah, they sit nicely on these shields. And I have a whole bunch of other examples. I'm only going to share a couple more here, though. Here's another example of just a skeleton hand on a black backing like so. Sat nicely, looks good. What else do we have here? We've got a grail on blue. Also sits nicely. Got some blood in that grail, just for a goblet of blood. Maybe you want an evil knight that has found the Holy Grail, but has gone evil and has become a vampire or something like that. And then the last one I'll just share with you quickly. Here's a knight, except he's an undead knight. So it's a knight's helmet, and instead of a human inside, it's a skull. Maybe he's been in the ground for a while, and maybe he's back, I don't know. So anyway, those are some examples and the sheets in this Kickstarter. I hope you guys like them. If you love undead and fantasy stuff, I hope this is a good Kickstarter for all of you, and I hope you guys consider backing and supporting it. And even if you're not into undead, I mean, lots of skulls, lots of images here that you can use for all sorts of projects, you know. Lots of people put skulls on things and they're still alive. It doesn't have to be undead creatures or vampires or anything like that. So thank you all for checking out this video, and I'll see you guys on the Kickstarter. Have a good one. Bye-bye.